Zeroth Mortis is the best zone the devs have made in a very long time, and it just means that you need to dive deep into 9.2 with the right add-ons, or the sexy ones, or the useful ones, or, I mean, these are our add-ons. And you cannot get add-ons without CurseForge. I mean, you could, but you shouldn't. Why? Well, CurseForge is the cleanest and easiest way to get all the add-ons you need. The app itself is super simple to use, quick and easy, one button press to get all of the add-ons you will ever need. And hey, the people there are doing a fantastic job. Not only are they keeping the platform updated with bug fixes and quality of life changes, but they are also supporting the add-on creators by actually paying these wonderful souls who make our WoW experience a whole lot better. You can check the link down below for our add-ons list, and once again, thank you CurseForge for sponsoring this video. First things first, before you make any changes, to get your party frames to look like ours, you simply have to enable raid party frames to be used instead of the actual party frames. Since the party frames look exactly like the raid frames, if I'm gonna say this one more time, I'm gonna go crazy, you normally use in a raid. In your game menu, go to Interface and scroll down to Raid Profiles and check the box that says Use Raid Style Party Frames. From here you can play with the height and width slider, check the display class colors or not, you can have it show mana or resources by checking the display power bars, and so on. Once you have the settings you desire and are in a group, on the left hand side you will see options to unlock the party frames and move them around your screen to make it easy to heal or simply interact or monitor them as you see fit. To add pizzazz to those newly adjusted frames, install UberUI. This will firstly make your UI darker and sexier. You can adjust a lot of stuff here, like removing the griffins, change the bar textures, mine are flat for example. You can make any changes you like since it's very personal, or you can copy ours that you see on the screen right now. Although a lot of people use Plater, our inclination is towards Thread Plates. You can install it and have the default settings up, or simply use ours. Since profile imports are buggy and need to constantly be updated, I will tell you everything you need to do to edit this add-on right now. Go to Interface menu again and click the Add-ons tab. After that, you should see Thread Plates. Click it. Go to the General tab, and in the Health Bar View section, you should see the first option, Look and Feel, which you will change to Smooth. After that, go to Bar Width and set it to 120. Follow it up with the bar height, set to 23. Done here, so move on to the Cast Bar section on the left and change the bar width to 127 and the height to 14. Next to Appearance, you will have a Layout tab as well. Go there and adjust the health bar view X to 0 and the Y counterpart to -27. Next, you'll go to the Spell Icon tab and change the spell icon size to 23. Also move the health bar view X slider to 26 and the Y one to -26. Done here. Next, at the very top, you have the Widgets tab you need to go to. On the left, click the Target Highlight subsection and change the style to less than arrow. With its size, adjust it to 50. Make the horizontal offset 8 and the vertical one 0. These are our basic settings, but feel free to adjust further. Remember that if you use other UI modifying add-ons or nameplate add-ons all at the same time, you might get errors in not only thread plates but other add-ons that try to accomplish the same thing as well. In conjunction with what we mentioned so far, our combat text is just a font, not an actual add-on. With that being said, to use the font you do need an add-on, and that is any font. This is just an install and forget. After this, you will need to go to a font website like thefont.com and download the Pepsi font, which is what we currently use, but you can theoretically get any font you want. Once you have downloaded the Pepsi font archive, you will want to extract it and move the Pepsi font file into the WoW folder, Retail, Interface, Add-ons, and find the Any Font folder from the add-on you got earlier. In it, you'll have a font.ttf file, which is what your game uses by default. Rename or delete it and copy the Pepsi.ttf file here. Rename the Pepsi file to font.ttf to replace what was there by default. Restart the game and voila! Pretty combat text. This is essentially the only other add-on we have specific things for. Although this was made for arenas, it works wonders in Mythic Plus dungeons in helping you track debuffs and CCs on your party members. Once you have it installed, you will find it just like the others in the interface and add-ons menu. Here you hit the toggle test mode to start tweaking. Make sure the show all class buffs and cooldown count options are ticked. Change the font size to 13 with no font effect. Set the max debuffs to 5 and the anchor set to the left, making the icons show a bit to the side so the center of your screen is clean. Set the dispellable CC to 100%, the other CC to 95% and dispellable PvE to 75%. The dispellable roots and other roots to 81% and the warning debuffs to 43%. Adjust other debuffs to 30% and interrupts to 55%. This will make the debuffs that are important to know and dispel show up a bit more aggressively while still keeping the rest as information. Now that we are done with what takes a bit to set up, let's run through some add-ons that will make your gaming experience better. First of all, if you plan on doing any PvE content at all, dungeons or raids, get Deadly Boss mods, or the counterpart, Big Wigs for raids and Little Wigs for dungeons. Whether you are a DBM person or a Wigs person, the add-ons accomplish the same thing, and that is to warn you of incoming mechanics. Helpful when learning a new raid and new dungeons. Details is next on the list. It's not always about showing the damage meter, although that is 99% of the case. Big damage people group club combined! But it's also good to track buff up times, what you did the most damage to, what your damage and healing breakdown is. Essentially to teach you about what you do in combat in case you might be fucking some stuff up. Weak auras is the next most important add-on to get. This will let you create or copy weak auras that help you track stuff from your rotation, like you see in our videos, mechanics, buffs, cooldowns, and so on. We have gone over weak auras in many of our videos, so you either copy a weak aura you like from waggo.io and import it in your game with the /WA command, or watch our last add-on video where we go deeper into the add-on, but after you finish this one, because algorithms, thank you. Another helpful set of add-ons is the Method Raid tools and Mythic Dungeon tools. These will help you if you want to try a bit harder to push the respective content and want to use and share tactics with your group so you can accomplish your goals more smoothly. And hey, you can pair these up with the focus interrupt sounds. Although more useful in dungeons, still good everywhere else. This add-on will play a sound when your target is casting a spell you want to interrupt, making your mechanics tracking ability more efficient. And speaking of efficiency, you will want angry keystones for your Mythic Plus journeys. These will give you a nice UI for your keys to monitor the affix's timer, key level, and so on. Handy notes will actually help you out in the world, especially in Zeroth Mortis when it comes to farming rares and treasures. And since 9.2 brings a whole buttload of puzzles, Zeroth Mortis Puzzle Helper will make your grind faster, and we are all about that efficiency. And we couldn't talk about making grinding easier without the world quest list. This add-on makes tracking and filtering world quests better on your map, not to mention helping you get into a group to do bosses and rares with a very interactive UI pop-up. And to go with all of this grind, you will want the Scrap Junk Seller add-on to help you get rid of those greens instantly when popping on a vendor. Weirdly enough, if you haven't played WoW in the last few years, you might need to know that gray items end up selling for more gold than epics and shit, so not something you just want to destroy. You might have seen these two add-ons next on our videos. The Deja character stats make your character window more informative and lets you quickly assess your stats. While Doom Cooldown Pulse makes tracking your cooldowns easier since they just flash very briefly on your screen. This can even replace a bunch of resource-consuming weak auras. 9.2 has a bunch of new cosmetics like amazing new plate wastes that have pieces of cloth drip down your pants. Revolutionary! If you are a Mog nut like us, Mogget is nice to use to quick and efficiently check new items and how they look on your character. And since alts are going to be way easier to maintain now, you'll want Altaholic and saved instances. These two add-ons make managing your alts for their inventory and content cleared way easier. Make sure that after you install these last two add-ons, you actually log into your alts one at a time to make sure the add-ons are getting the info properly. And lastly, to tie all of these together, get the minimap button bag reborn to get your minimap from looking like this piece of shit to this marvelous and sexy rendition of how mom won't come and nag you to clean your room or minimap. And that's our UI for the moment. We are super invested in making our WoW experience not only efficient and time-saving, but also keep a little bit of style and aesthetic to what we are looking at, hence why stuff like UberUI and actually a cleaner look in the middle of the screen altogether come into place. Thank you, dear Patreons, for supporting this video and everything you do for us on a month-by-month basis. If the video was helpful to you, dear viewer, as well, check our Patreon link down below and see if there is something you are interested in. Not only are you supporting our content we love doing, but there are some perks there as well, like custom wallpapers and access to bloopers. There's a lot of them. Video's long, gotta shit, bye!
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classic or retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.